Who's got next? We are at our home away from home back in Oxnard, California, camping with the Cowboys, reflecting also on the Hall of Fame weekend. In goes Jimmy, in goes Cliff, in goes Drew Pearson. Who's got next? That was hard. It was hard to get Drew Pearson and Cliff Harris after a 30-year wait in. Well, here comes more hard. The next Dallas Cowboys inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame. And the chances are, and this is part of what will make this difficult, the chances are that at least two of the top candidates will be guys who never won a Super Bowl for Dallas. Drew Pearson, deserving. And the Super Bowl had something to do with it. Cliff Harris, deserving. The Super Bowl, something to do with it. Jimmy Johnson, same thing. Cowboys, of course, haven't won a Super Bowl now in a quarter of a century, so any of the more recent guys aren't going to have that particular advantage. That list includes DeMarcus Ware and Tony Romo. Now, as always, I have my concerns that we're going to skip over a generation and that we're going to be looking at 80-year-old men who should have been inducted 30 years previous. In a sense, isn't that what kind of just happened? And that's a shame. And you run the risk of those guys never getting in if you don't do it right and you don't do it on a timely basis. Two Cowboys will be first-time eligible in 2022. And as much as Cowboy Nation might not see it this way, I have a feeling that the committee will see it this way. It's not a slam dunk on Tony Romo, and it's not a slam dunk on WARE. By the way, the old guys, Don Perkins will never get a sniff. Chuck Howley will probably never get a sniff. Harvey Martin should be getting a sniff. Charlie Waters should be getting a sniff. And are we going to pass over Darren Woodson, who our man Brian Broaddus, the Cowboys scout, NFL personnel guy, now our colleague on 105 Through the Fan, says is about as good a safety as he ever saw play. WARE is going to be a headline guy next year. Tony Romo is going to be a headline guy next year. The good news, in a sense, is unlike 2021, when you had to get around Peyton Manning and get around Charles Woodson to get up and in, and the expanded class, the NFL class of 2022 is a little more up for grabs. The leading guys might be Steve Smith, the wide receiver, Anquan Bolden, wide receiver, Andre Johnson, Houston Texans wide receiver. That seems like a thumbs up to me. He might be the best player to ever play for that franchise. And then Vince Wilfork, the defensive lineman. Nothing against those guys, but if those are the four best guys in the class, other guys have a crack at this. WARE, one of the most feared and productive pass rushers of his era, I think has the best chance to be the next Cowboy in Canton. 9-year career in Dallas from 2005 to 13, led the NFL in sacks twice, 8 Pro Bowls, named All-Pro 4 times, voted to the league's all-decade team in the 2000s, and then goes to Denver. He goes to another Pro Bowl and wins a Super Bowl. 138.5 career sacks. That's all-time top 10. It's more than Jared Allen, who is a first-year Hall of Fame finalist in 2021. Romo, who we know is going to the Ring of Honor because he's a Jones family favorite, that seems like maybe a longer shot. 34,000 career passing yards. A passer rating is 97.1. But only won two playoff games. Never flirted with a Super Bowl. That might be the Romo roadblock. The days of saying an anti-Cowboy bias in Canton, those days are over. I think we're up to 20 guys now. Next year is the opportunity for maybe 22 Cowboys in Canton. In Oxnard with the Dallas Cowboys, Fish out.